choosing to stay in Sarasota, Charlotte County. What's your message to those people that are choosing to stay in their homes?
Well, if you're not in an evacuation zone, I would imagine, because there's a lot of population in some of those areas, like Kevin said, if you're going to hunker down like that, you're basically going to be, if you're not in a flood, you're basically going to be concerned about the wind. And this is a strong storm. So if you start to hear popping, if you start to hear trees snapping, you got to treat that like a tornado, and you got to hunker down because you're going to have debris, you're going to have trees, you're going to have things that could potentially fly around and cause a threat to your life. Now, if you are in an evacuation zone and you're in places like Sarasota or Charlotte, just know that if you get 10 feet of storm surge, you can't just hunker down with that. That is ultimately the surge. Mother Nature is going to win that fight. So I think it's hazardous to be staying, particularly on those barrier islands in Sarasota County, particularly on the barrier islands and other parts of coastal Charlotte County. And so if you're in an evacuation zone, you can just get up, go to one of the many shelters that are available. Maybe you have friends and family close by. Maybe you want to get on the interstate. I would say that's going to be a little dicey, but some people will want to do that. So you still have time to do it. And we don't know, look, this track of this storm, where it hits, and is it landfall going to be at Sarasota? Is it going to be further north, further south? Just understand, if you're on the southern part of this storm, you are going to get storm surge. So maybe it doesn't hit Charlotte County, maybe it hits Sarasota. Man, you're going to get a lot of storm surge further down south. That's just the reality. I mean, it's churning massive amounts of water, and that water is going to come out. There may be parts where it sucks it out, depending on how the storm goes in northern side of the storm. That's possible. But, man, if you're anywhere in the eye or south, for sure you are going to get major storm surge.
Any estimate on how many people have actually heeded the evacuation call?
Sure.
We've had way higher volumes on our state system than we normally do.
I mean, it was on a Monday. I think I-75 was, 150% of what it really was, what it normally is. And that's not the best road anyways. I mean, you start getting close to Ocala, some of these places. I mean, you could just have standstill traffic there. I-4, same thing. Much more than we normally have. But I think anyone that's driven in Central Florida knows you get on I-4 near like Champions Gate in some of these places. That's part of the reason why we're doing Moving Florida Forward, doing all that. And like it needs to get done, and we're accelerating that. But there's bad traffic anyways, but there was a lot of people on the road. And then I think yesterday to see Alligator Alley at 150% of its normal, that's telling you that there are a lot of people that have done that. And we're stressing the availability of local shelters. Anytime you evacuate, there's going to be a certain amount of hazard for that because there's a lot of people on the road, especially if conditions start to get bad. The safest thing is drive that 10 miles, 15 miles, wherever, go to the shelter. But you don't have to do that. A lot of people haven't done that. I'm a little surprised at the number of the shelters. I thought it'd be a little bit higher. But I also think, if the storm wasn't going to hit till Wednesday night or Thursday morning, a lot of people wouldn't want to stay in a shelter Monday or Tuesday night. So I do think you're going to see the shelters. I think that number is going to go up today throughout all those counties that are in the eye of the storm. And, of course, we have the state shelters. That's up on the DEM website where you can see all those. Those are going to be, it's like big. Those are all thousands of people can fit in each one of those. And we've had businesses that have leased it out. I know we did Hard Rock. We've done a bunch of stuff. You're going to have internet. You're going to have a generator. There's going to be power. Again, it's not going to be the Four Seasons, but it is going to be something that's going to be tolerable for a night. And so if you're in a situation where you're just hoping that you don't get hit with massive storm surge, those are going to be really, really good options for you to do.